Going over the trades today for March the 2nd, first trading day of the month. We started off strong, gave a lot back, tough day today. Cobra 3, E-mini S&P. Now once again we have the trend strategies that are struggling and the counter trend strategies that are doing pretty well. Cobra 3, E-mini S&P minus 625. Stopped out just a blip. You know, you get in here at 30.27, you would have had to endure a low of 29.87. So over 40 points, you need over a $2,000 stop loss to trade in this kind of volatility. So pretty tricky to trade that. Big counter trend rally today, big counter trend bounce. We've been expecting it. Closed up at last Wednesday's closing range right here. Same thing, Cobra 3 E-mini NASDAQ. It was long at 86.92. The low here was 85.73. 120 points. Over $2,400 stop loss would have been required to hold those positions. ESR counter trend 2. A lot of the ESR counter trends did well. Their timing, they got in right in here and took a profit down here. The second tier of ESR counter trends didn't do as well, so they were stopped out. Minus 825 on ESR counter trend 2, E-mini S&P. Gapfill Master had a nice trade. The trend is down, just a little blip on the screen, plus 175. Adaptive moving average is back and forth all day, taking a lot of trades, and you see at the end of the day it prevailed. This is a massive rally at the end of the day. The last 15 minutes here, this ends at 1500, 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, and the low is 30.45, the high is 30.90, 45 point range in the last 15 minutes. Extreme range. They're trying to get back. It seemed like they were trying to get back all of last week's losses in the last 15 minutes, and then they reverted it. And after the market closes in the futures let's trade 15 minutes more, and so plus 1925 on adaptive moving average, and it was all really. It was down when it got here in this last long trade. So it was back and forth between long and shorts. Which way is it going to go at the close? Thought it might roll over, but it rallied instead. Adaptive moving average was the trade of the day, plus 1925. Tick Pulse was down on the day. A long trade here. Once again, we need a bigger stop losses to trade this kind of market. And a 60-minute breakout. Lost twice today. Got in on the breakout. I thought this strategy might do well when this market actually does bounce, but it's having, 1,000-point moves on the same bar. So getting stopped out on the same bar because the volatility is so high. Here's a bar. Its high is 30.37, low is 29.79. So you have 58-point range, and so we may look at adding a filter range on this or increasing the stop loss accordingly, because the values of these 15-minute bars are much greater in many cases than the stop losses, so it doesn't give us a good chance to get in. So looking at how to adjust for volatility on this trade, minus 2,050 on this. These 60-minute breakouts kind of ruined the adaptive moving average. Adaptive moving average put us in a good place into the close, and then the 60-minute breakout ES and NQ both gave back 1,000 each on that sell-off. As it did that end of day dump. Stock index swing plus 475 at the beginning of the day. Nice trade there. And then we had a nice trade at the beginning of the day on ESR counter trend 2 5-minute plus 575, and then the 1 minute and the 5 minute and 15 minutes were down minus 725 each. And so workspace 1 minus 3,050 on the day. The counter trend strategies were only down 700. And in workspace 2, we were down minus 4,500. The counter trend strategies were actually up 600. So it's the trend strategies in this volatility. It's kind of counterintuitive. You'd think the trend strategies would do well in this volatility, but it's really the counter trend strategies that are doing well in the volatility. And so between the counter trend strategies, you're only down minus 100. So let's look at workspace 2 so you can see the results for that. Tick Pulse V12. This has gone through a drawdown. It catches the trend, but the stop loss is just too tight for this kind of volatility. You see this rally here off this low at 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The low is 85.73, and the NASDAQ comes up here at 88.83. 310-point rally in an hour and 20 minutes. That's a dream if you can catch that. Doesn't happen much, and so big move into the close. And Tick let's see, we have some new setups here I'm emailing out this weekend and today. If you haven't received those, you will receive those shortly if you are a subscriber. And let's look at SR counter trend 2, minus 825, and 60-minute breakout minus 2050 today. Tick pullback ES. We have this is a new version. The original versions did a little bit better, and so we made some modifications more for the long term. But the stop was, we increased the stop loss and we reduced the number of trades, but still volatility was pretty high for today's trade. Minus 725 on the new tick pullback NQ. Tick count trend NQ didn't do too bad. It had one winner, one loser, one winner, one winner, one loser, one loser. Minus 150 on the day. It pulled back further midday than maybe we thought it might, but let's see. Now we have the series of more winners than losers on the SR counter trend 2. V21M NQ plus 575. The 5-minute version was minus 725. The 15-minute version was minus 725. And then we had a plus 575, a plus 575, a plus 575, and a plus 575. So overall, the SR counter trends were pretty good. Did better than the trend strategies, that's for sure, the breakout strategies. So hard to catch these breakouts. As soon as it breaks out or signals a trend, it pulls back 100 points in the NASDAQ. So really challenging. Let's look at the All Strategy XS3. Gold's Flash was a winner today, plus 525 on the day, taking 3 trades. The first one was a loser. The last 2 were winners. Cobra Euro, nice big trend today in the euro, up above 111. And this strategy was up 768.75. No trades there. Asia Gold 4 short was minus 525 on the day. SR counter trend 2 silver plus 475 on the day for that strategy. And let's see, SR counter trend crude oil minus 825. SR counter trend 4 crude oil minus 825, and then SR counter trend 4 RBOB minus 827. So the energies in this workspace were down on the day. Results of this workspace are minus 1233.45. Let's look at All Strategy XS4. SR counter trend 3 did a good job of capturing this short trade, plus 475. And then the B version, plus 475. Cobra Crude, minus 195 on the aggressive and conservative version. This workspace was up on the day, plus 560. Then All Strategy XS5, silver. Nice trades in silver today overall, plus 575 in all 3 versions of this. But then crude oil, minus 725 in all 3 versions of this. The trend is down, trying to short the rally, but the counter trend rally was very big, and so we got stopped out. So that's the update for today. Workspace 5 was minus 450 on that. So down day to start the month. We had a good start to the year, good strong January and February, and it was a bit choppy last week, and it starts choppy this week. We'll see what the rest of the week holds. We made some modifications over the weekend. You still have access to the old setups. Here are some of the modifications. Gap continuation 2019. It traded today plus 33.60, tick pullback, minus 150 on the ES and plus 5 on the NQ. And we've replaced these with strategies. The new strategy on gap continuation did not trade, so long term we think that it's a better strategy, but today the older version did better. And then tick pullback, the older versions also did better. And so we think long term the new version is better. That's the update for today on March the 2nd.